Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Sure is good to see you. Hope we're all doing well. We're into the quarterfinals now, over in Miami. We've only got 3 games to talk about today. Should be short and sweet. Before we do, like the video for me if you would. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not. And try and make a push on 750. If we can get to 750 by the end of the week, I'll be very, very happy with that. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comments along with the pics and the timestamps and everything else. First things first, 3 in a row. Anyone take the double yesterday? Easy money. Doesn't get much easier than that. I had Dimitrov on the money line. I had Djokovic on the money line. Sweet as a nut. Easy as you like. Let me know if you managed to get anything. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you come close? Share out the group. Don't be shy. I am going to try and go for 4 in a row. I think it might be a little bit difficult, but not impossible. We'll see what we can do. So first off, we've got Zverev and ATP. Now, we were supposed to have this yesterday. I do apologise again for missing those 4 matches. You know, I was still up at 2 a.m. and he was nothing out. I couldn't wait any longer. But we didn't miss that much. This one got pushed to today because of the rain. One of them was a walkover, and Thomas Mahatch and Mensah, that is. Mensah got the walkover. Taylor Fritz, Adam Walton, you didn't really need me to talk about that. It would have took about 15 seconds. And the only one that we probably would have touched on that much would have been the Demon and Berrettini. Very good game. Very good game of tennis. I can't believe Demon all lost that tiebreaker in the second, but it's the way she goes sometimes, innit, folks? That's enough of that. We've got Zverev and ATP. Head to head is 3-1 to Zverev, obviously. Last time they played each other 3 times last year. 2-1 to Zverev in that one. Very, very close games, all 3 of them. 2-1 as well. I mean, ATP has won a set. Not only has he won a set, he's actually won one of them. That was in Hamburg on the clay. I think we remember that. I was impressed with ATP against Big Foe. Anyone else? Anyone thought he played really well? I don't know about you. I think that's just the match that ATP probably would have lost last year. Most definitely. Very, very impressed with the improvements that he's made. He's been fairly decent. Fairly decent since we've come back to the States. You know, he's went 5-1. He only got beat by Medvedev and he took a set off him. Apart from that, he's beat Musetti, Marcus Giron, Big Foe, and then Gabe Diallo twice, even though Diallo had to pull out in the last one. Can we say Zverev has started to come back into form? Because he's been doing this all season, hasn't he? Winning a couple, then losing. Hasn't really been that great. I think if he wins this will be the first semi-final of the year for him. Safe to say, I think I expected, if anything, a little bit more from Zverev this year. He's still been decent, you know, 14-5 on the year. ATP has been decent on the hard court too, you know, 8-4 on the surface. It's still not as good as the 11-3 from Zverev though, but we pretty much expect that. I thought Zverev looked fairly decent against Jacob Fairley, as decent as he's probably gonna look. And then same next time out against Jordan Thompson. Now, we all know Jordan Thompson has proved to be tricky in the past, but even Jordan Thompson said himself, you know, last time he's played prior to this one, he got absolutely fucked up, didn't he? He bullied Thompson in the last game, and it was a lot closer this time out, but still straight sets, pretty much what I expected. I think Zverev's playing a lot better than what it's looked. I'm not taking anything away from the opponents, but I don't think he's gotten out of second gear yet. I really don't. ATP was fantastic against Tiafoe. What a tiebreak as well. That was some tiebreak in the first, was it not? You've got to give it to him. Fitness is never really a concern with ATP, for me anyway. You know, he's only young. He's electric as well, and he's very aggressive. Can be too aggressive. Sometimes I say that all the time. There was times in the Big Foe game. If you watched it, you'd have seen it. I always say it, he searches for winners and he sprays them everywhere. If he just took a little bit off them shots, I think he did a lot more. I really do. A lot easier said than done. Who am I to tell Artifice how to fucking play tennis, you know what I mean? Do I think he's going to win? It's very possible. Beat him on the clay. Only time on the hard court, obviously, in Paris last year. He didn't win that one. Although it was very close. He did take a set. 6-3 was the set that he won. I'm looking at this spread here. 3.5. Hands up. Who thinks Artifice can cover that spread today? I think he can. Hands up. Who thinks Zverev could probably just go out and win this game in straight sets as well? Would you be surprised? Probably not. I don't know. Artifice does look good, you know. I haven't seen him play anything like this all season. I can't remember it anyway. He's most definitely found something since we've come back to the States. As it is for pretty much everyone on the tour, I think it's a big ask to get past Zverev when he's playing like this, especially on the hard court, but it is not impossible. I think Jordan Thompson kept it close, considering he'd only just really come back off an injury layoff. It was close enough, decent enough. I'm just worrying that if Zverev takes one of them sets, even the first set, if it's a 6-3, it changes the narrative entirely, does it now? This is what I'd do. I think if you were parlaying something, I'd buy a point. I'd take Artifice plus the 4.5 games as opposed to the 3. And I think you're still getting better odds than what you would for Zverev on the money line. Don't quote me on it. It'll be roundabout. Yeah, you will get better odds for that. I don't know. It's food for thought. I am very tempted by this Artifice plus the 3.5. I don't know what it is. I think it could be very close. That total's sitting at 24.5. Could be a tight one. Could be a set either way. Could be a tiebreaker. Either one of those would support my cause if I was to go for Artifice plus the points. I'm undecided. If it's pinned, it's pinned. If it's not, it's not. Let me know what you're doing on that one, and we'll move on to we've got Francisco Cerundolo, Grigor Dimitrov. This is the first of the quarterfinals. This will be close. This will be a good one. This odds are pretty much split right down the middle. You're getting Dimitrov as a slight favourite. These haven't played each other since 2023. That was the only time they played as well. That come on the grass over here at Queen's. Straight set for Dimitrov. What did Cerundolo do to Casper Ruud, man? I felt sorry for Casper Ruud. We said he was going to win. It was no secret. He was a dog when we caught it. I woke up the next day. He'd flipped to a favourite. We did say these. I couldn't help but feel like the bookies had made a little bit of a mistake on that one. How good's he playing, man? No, I was saying Artifice has been decent since we've come back over to the States, but, since we've come over. Well, yeah, back over because we were in Dallas and Del Rey and whatnot. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Cerundolo's been one of the best. He's playing just as good as anyone at the moment, especially over here. Still only been beaten by Alcaraz. Very close game as well. Made Tommy Paul look crap. He made Tommy Paul look crap, and he made Casper Ruud look even worse. He's playing one hell of a game at the moment. I think it's going to take quite some doing in order to get past Francisco Cerundolo, but I think if anyone's going to do it on the tour, and especially out of the ones that are left, I think Dimitrov stands a very good chance. Now, if this was any other year, any other tournament on any other season, I'd have just said take Dimitrov, don't even think about it. That's usually the formula with me. Well, it has been the formula with Dimitrov over the years anyway. It's been quite successful. He's one hell of a player. In fact, and for those that have been on the channel for quite some time, you'll know Dimitrov has actually been my favourite player on the tour for for fucking years now. Couldn't tell you when, but I've loved watching this guy. I really have. I still do. He's still got it too. That game against Bianak yesterday, I'd like to think all the injury doubts are most definitely been put to bed after that. There was a couple of question marks after the Kachanov game, but he came out and he looked sterling against him. He looked unbelievable against Bianach, just fucking straightforward, easy as you like, straight sets. What more could you want? Will it be more of the same against Cerundolo? I wouldn't bet on it, you know. I wouldn't bet on it. It's going to come down to this, and I suppose, are you going to go with the experience of Dimitrov, or are you going to go with the blazing hop form of Francisco Cerundolo? Because I'll be honest with you, I know Dimitrov's a better tennis player, even now. He still is. He's a better tennis player. And if you want my honest opinion, I think it's one thing getting past Tommy Paul like that, and then another getting past Casper Ruud. Very impressive wins on paper, but I think Grigor Dimitrov is still better than the pair of them. I do. Even at this point in his career, I think Dimitrov's better than Tommy Paul, and I still think he's better than Casper Ruud, although the rankings would probably not suggest it. You've got to be careful with this one, man. You really have. No one can hit through Cerundolo. He's hitting the ball really well over here. Very aggressive. If he can target that backhand with the amount of pace he puts on that ball, I fear Dimitrov may have a couple of troubles with that. I'm so tempted to just take Dimitrov on the money line, 1.8. I'm there. I'm almost there. I'm reaching out. I can feel it. I don't know if I want it though. I don't know if I want it. I would not be surprised at all. Like, totally unsurprised if Cerundolo was to come out and get this one done today. You've got to assume he'd be good enough for at least a set. Both of these, this is where it gets tricky, and the pair of these have only been beaten by Carlos Alcaraz since we've come back to the States for the Masters. What's it going to be? Who's it going to be, folks? You let me know. You pay your money, you take your choice. I think this really is anyone's. You may think I'm crazy, but I still think he might just have a little bit more, if not just enough, to get past this version of Cerundolo. I don't know. I'm not picking it with much conviction. If I go against Dimitrov today and he ends up beating Cerundolo in the form that he's in, I'd feel sick. I really would. I think I'm just going to stay off it. If you were to go with Cerundolo today, I would not hold it against you whatsoever. I think it's a very, very good shot. Look, it's a coin flip. It's going to go either way. I can't help but think Dimitrov's just going to do him. I don't know. Everyone's going to be on Cerundolo once again. Everyone, I don't know. People were on him for Tommy Paul. He usually beats Tommy Paul anyway. Once again, everybody was on him for Casper Ruud. That was quite obvious. I think the entire world and the fucking dog is going to be on Francisco Cerundolo today. There may be some tears, there may be some heartbreak. Either way, it's going to be a really good one. I can't wait to watch this. I'd be going with Dimitrov. I think you'll hate me for saying it, but I think I'd just go with Dimitrov. Either one of them for a set as a parlay piece is fucking is quite alright with me. But we'll move on. And we'll wrap up because I have to go to work in a couple hours. We've got Sebastian Korda and fucking hell. Sebastian Korda and Djokovic. Don't know what happened there. I think Djokovic is just going to win this one again. I think he just might, you know. They played each other once before. It was a very close game back in 2023. Over in Adelaide, start of the season as well. 2 tiebreakers and then 6-4 in the third is what it took from Djokovic to get past Sebastian Korda. Thought Sebastian Korda looked decent against Gael Monfils. You know, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, this is usually as far as Monfils gets now. It's just, he didn't look as good. Well, he looked decent enough. He looked fairly decent in that second set, but the deciding factor for me on that was always just going to be the gas tank. I'm on feet at this age as well. You know, there's only so much that your body will allow you to do. It's been great all season. He's been really good all tournaments as well as Monfils, Marazin, Lehechka, Jaume Munar. Very close game against Sebastian Korda too, but I think Sebastian Korda's found a little bit of fitness too, as opposed to how he was playing prior to Miami. He has not been that great leading up to this. 6-4 on the year, 6-3 on the hard court. 0-1 indoors. Djokovic is Djokovic, we've spoke about him all season. He's went 10-4. Decent Australian Open, had to pull out against Zverev in the semi-finals. Hasn't been too great since that. Fast forward to the Masters, he's winning games again in quite decent fashion too. The first two against Dinky and Ugo Carabelli, couldn't take much away from that. I expected nothing less than a smooth and easy Djokovic win, but I took him to beat Musetti at that price as well, and it was very, very steep, and I wasn't proud of it, but to get a parlay at even monies with Dimitrov and Djokovic, you're stupid not to take that. That was free money for me. Now Djokovic is 1.25 here. If you wait near the time, it may go up to around 1.3. If it does, I might be tempted to parlay it again. I do think he beats Sebastian Korda. I really do. A lot of people thought Musetti was going to beat him, They really did. I could see I could vision a world where Musetti would have stepped up and got one over against this version of Djokovic. At this point in his career anyway, nothing's impossible. Stranger things have happened. A lot of people, well, even more people thought he was even going to at least win a set. Musetti was good for a set. I couldn't have talked it off that either. Even Musetti on the points, it was just Musetti all day. And he didn't come close to doing either of them. So, what can we say about that? Djokovic looked unbelievable once again. Lost his serve immediately, and then must have realised he's at the Masters, got it back, and then just didn't give him a chance for the rest of the game. Great shit there, 6-2, 6-2, say something about that. Is Sebastian Korda playing good enough to take on Djokovic when he's playing like this, at this spot? I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have even have thought that like a bang in form Sebastian Korda would have beat Djokovic, even though it was close last time out. A lot has changed over the years. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Korda, maybe he has turned the page. Maybe this is where he does start winning. Maybe he turns up and he really brings it to Djokovic. You'll get a big spread on this, 3.5, 4.5. It's more than 3-1 as a dog on the price for Sebastian Korda. So I don't know. You tell me how you feel about that. I think he could cover the spread, but then again, did we not think Musetti could cover the spread? And he just fucking bullied him, didn't he? To say the least, absolutely bullied him. Would you be surprised? I don't know. I'd say, would you be surprised to see him do the same to Sebastian Korda? Probably not. The win against Sposeri, fair enough. The win against Tsitsipas, there's a few of us are on the fence about how we feel about that one. It is what it is. But then even the game against Monfils, he dropped that second set. Was that 6-2? Yeah, look, he's dropping set 6-2 to Monfils as well. And that's not anything bad. Like, Monfils will do that to you. Maybe that come out wrong. I think if you're having close games with Gael Monfils, you're probably just going to get beat by Djokovic. I do. We're not at a point where we can just actually fuck that. It's irrelevant. It's just Djokovic, innit? However way you want to take it, I couldn't talk you off taking Korda on the spread. Like I said, if you took Musetti either way, I imagine you could take Sebastian Korda either way. The games are only going to get harder to predict, supposedly. I'll be willing to bet Djokovic wins this one too. Give me no reason to suggest he's going to slow down. Like I said, if anything, he would have done it against Musetti, and he didn't. He looked better than what we've seen him play pretty much all season. So that being said, I'm going to wrap this shit up, folks. I'll be going with Djokovic. I'll be sticking him on a parlay. Probably gets it done in straight sets. I don't know. I'll let you choose on that one. I'm going to decide what I'm going for while I'm uploading this video anyway, folks. So, you have yourselves a good day, yeah? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like I said, pushing on 750. I imagine we will be at 1,000 before we know it. So, I appreciate each and every one of you who continues to stay involved. It means a lot to me. Take it easy then, yeah? Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Let's go for 4 in a row, folks, yeah? Best of luck to you. Let's go get that cash again today. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.